Listen, good to have you here. I'm gonna turn Lone Ranger off, Rob, because I wanna go to work. Welcome. It's Thursday night, couple minutes after the hour of 8:02. MCFB Live. Can you believe this, you guys? It's 111th episode, and tonight it's like a show of all show. We got just some really cool stuff going on. Chris Mack, good to see you. Did you sell a lot of poo today, Chris? Shannon Woosley, oh my God. Sound the siren, will you, Shannon? This is In Search of Excellence. If you're joining us, this is where it happens all the time. And 111, Edgar Scissorhand, the infamous Ed Gonzalez. I've been hanging out with Ed on Instagram. I went on retreat with him several months ago. He is a true Instagram innovator who is absolutely freaking crushing it on referrals, on tickets, on W-2s. He's making, big boom, big time. And so he's from Urban Eve, Pearland, Houston, Texas. My good friends, Jennifer and Jason Culverhouse. I love you guys. And my best buddy and partner, Gavin Salisbury, is part of the coaching process there as well. So before we bring him on, I really want to tell you a little bit about him and why I invited him on, because we really do our homework. First of all, he's only 23 years old, level 3, so he's one of us, man. I mean, he's really in the game. Average service day for a level 3, Shannon, $500 a day. His average ticket is $144. I remember being with him on retreat. He's got colored stained fingernails. Like, he's in the color business big time. Bali Lama to the 10th power. Charges some, $52 for a haircut. So you do the math on that. He's running at almost 3 times his haircut price on his average ticket. So it's just absolutely phenomenal. Referrals just crushing it at 115 last year, rebooking 70%, RTS 15%. So he is really kind of like walking the talk. He's going to tell you a story, so I don't want to spend too much time telling you about that. Graduates high school 13, hair school 15, joins Urban Eve as an associate like halfway through 16. First full year, as I said, $55,000 for a first full year behind the chair on a W-2 with gratuities, and he's trending 80 on his second year. So you can see now why I wanted him to have the conversation with us tonight. He's taking social media to a whole new level, as you'll see. He uses an iPhone X. I love it, man. It's the bomb, big time. He's integrated a video camera, Sony 5100. I'll let you tell him about how he does that. Instagrammer to the nth. Edward Scissorhand is his handle. It was interesting. You're going to find in his story that he was in a video production class in the 8th grade. He's hanging out on Instagram in the 10th. So, like, he was on-ramping this as a hairdresser, in middle school, for goodness sake. Couple of thousand followers. The overwhelming majority of the people that he serves are in the Instagram community. The overwhelming majority of his referrals come because of his posting. I actually took a little clip off of his Instagram page today. I mean, he's just what he's doing with camera effects is extraordinary. So what I thought I would do is and one other part, his social media, 22 guests a week, 7 photo shoots, uses his Instagram exclusively. Every guest gets a picture. He says about 10 pics per shoot. Most guests repost or takes a selfie or tags. And like I said, he's doing Instagram video, 6-second features on his stories and time-lapse video as well. But he'll tell you all about that. So I'm going to have him come on. He's going to tell us about his story, tell us a couple of his best practices, and we'll go from there. So keep your fingers crossed, you guys. Make sure that the Wi-Fi gods are working big time tonight. And let's see if there he is. Give it up for him, will you guys?
What's up? I'm so excited.
Oh, man. Did you hear me bragging on you when you were in the green room?
Yeah, it was making me feel so special. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, my friend. Well, I just had the honor of spending, I bet you, an hour and a half or so on the phone with you. You were telling me of your story, and I just got goosebumps. So I wanted to make sure that the audience tonight had the experience I had. So tell us what your life was like before you decided to get into the hair business, and what inspired you to do that, and how you ended up kind of with Jennifer and Jason at Urban Eve.
Okay, cool. So, this is where I just tell my story, right? Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes, of
So,
course. Yeah.
I was born in Mexico, and then I came over here when I was 4 years old. After I came over here, I was, from going from elementary school all the way to the end of high school, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, really. There's some things that I kind of thought about wanting to do and all of that stuff, but because I was not from America, I was not really able to work or really go to school after that. But whenever I was a senior, I was able to get DACA. And what DACA allowed me to do was to be able to work, right? So I've always loved to do hair. I used to play with my sister's Barbies. I like to do all kinds of crazy stuff with things that just had long hair, right? So anyways, I was actually going to school for theater, and I sent my application for Sam Houston State University for the theater department. I got accepted, but school was just too expensive. So then I was just like, you know what? I need to figure something out. I really want to do something. And I just knew that even whenever I was in the theater department, I still love to do hair and makeup. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do that. So then I decided to go to beauty school. And thanks to DACA, I was able to go to beauty school and be able to go to school. And then that's where it all really started.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
where it started.
And I love that, because it's like I wanted to pursue theater, but the money for college just wasn't there. You were telling me that things were tight when you were a child, very impoverished, and so you decided to pursue hair. You also said that you were like I think it was 7th, 8th grade. You're in a video production class, and who knew that you'd be calling on that today as a hairdresser?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, like you said, I did start off with, being, I told you, I just started picking at so many things when I was in elementary school, middle school, and all of that stuff. So in middle school, I did take a productions class, which after I graduated high school, I worked at T-Mobile. So this technology thing has always been there for me, which I appreciate a lot.
And so you get out of school, and now you have your first meeting with Jennifer Culverhouse, and you were saying that earlier to me that you had no idea that $50,000 was, you couldn't wrap your mind around it, and you're meeting this Jennifer, and she shows you this chart, and what that chart was. Talk about that, because I got goosebumps when you told me that.
So, I mean, I remember, okay, so this is how the story went down. I was already traveling a good while to school because I lived on the east side of Houston. So I was traveling to school 40 so minutes. And then my teacher comes up to me. She's like, Ed, you would love this place. I heard about this place. You should really go check it out. So I grabbed my best friend. And I'm like, hey, let's go. She was going to beauty school too. I'm like, hey, let's go to this place. It's an hour away, but I feel in my heart that it's worth it. So we go for kind of like a meet and greet or recruit night. And we end up going on the wrong day. So then we had to come back the week after, and we go, and then Jen shows us this path guide, right? And it shows how much you're going to make in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And I saw that by the second year, you were already making over $50,000. And then I thought to myself, in my family, that's unheard of. Nobody makes that much money in my family. They can work their tails off and they wouldn't make that much money. So for me, it was very eye-opening, and it was mind-blowing too. So then that's whenever I decided, you know what? I love this place. I love their culture. I love everything that they do, and I get to make money and enjoy what I'm doing. So that's what just blew my mind, and I decided to go ahead and work for Urban Eve.
And then there's the other part. You're living at home with your mother. She's thinking you're doing T-Mobile. You got to drive 45 minutes there and 45 back. Tell about that part, because she busted you.
Okay, so my mom did not want me to do hair. So whenever I finished high school, I knew that I just wanted to pursue the hair industry. And then she's like, no, that's for girls. You can't be doing that. She wanted me to do all kinds of other stuff but hair. So I remember I told myself, you know what, Ed, you're going to put yourself through school, and you're going to, do what you want to do. because my family's they're not risk takers. So I was like, I need to do this for myself. So I went ahead and applied for T-Mobile, got a really good job, paid really well. And then it was time for me to leave that season in my life and jump to this next new season. And there was some things that I had to do. And my mom, she's always about the money, and she did not want me to lose that money, the income that I was bringing in. And then it was an hour and a half to drive to Lake Jackson, and then an hour and a half to drive back home. And I would leave at 6 a.m. And then my mom would be like, where are you going so early? I was like, oh, we just have this like T-Mobile meeting, no big deal. And then she still started catching on after 2 weeks that I was not, that I was going to a meeting at 6 a.m. And then she's like, you quit your job, right? And then I said, I still wanted to lie. But no, yeah, I said, yeah. And then she's like, well, you're going to make it your way. And she basically left me alone. And then I just had to, work for Urban Eve and hope that it was pulling through, and hoping that they actually open a location in Pearland. So,
And here we are now today. And I gave the stats before I brought you on. I mean, you're way beyond 55. You're going to crack 80, and you stay on the trajectory, and you're going to go over 100 on your third year. So what's it like to be you now? Because you're in a whole different place, and you're at home, you're with your mother, and you told me this really cool part about, what it's like for you now. Tell that part.
Okay, so after my mom saw that I was doing well, she was like, oh, okay, all right, I see you doing your thing, all right. And my mom means so much to me, and I knew that everything I've ever done in my life has always been to make my mom proud, or to just love my mom, because she was a single mom raising 4 of us. So I was like, I have to do something for my mom. So anyways, the first year came around, and I was making a good amount of money. My mom's car was breaking down. She really couldn't drive it anymore. And then I said, you know what? I want a car, but I really want to give my mom a car. So because I was able to, make the money that I am making, I was able to purchase my mom one of her like dream cars. It's a Chevrolet Traverse. It's nothing special, but seriously, it's like her dream car, totally mom car. She loves it. And it has like nice speakers and everything. So she's loving it. And also, after that happened, I was actually able to buy my dream car, which is a Jeep Wrangler, which I love. I always drive with the doors down. Super fun. And now I really just don't have to worry about when the next, not living paycheck to paycheck almost. Yeah. So that's always so exciting, because it's like, oh, cool. Like I can go out and eat whenever I want. I mean, obviously I try to save some money, but I can, enjoy the finer things in life sometimes.
I love it. It's a great American story, and the idea that you were able to just, treat your mother in that way. It just, warms our heart. Now, what's the future hold for Ed? I mean, you're 23, man. Like, where do you go from here? What's the next year look like for you?
Okay, well, in the next year, I definitely want to. I just went to go take my color certification test, so I'm hoping that I pass it. And that's what I really want to do. I also want to be a leader in the salon. I have, big shoes to fill, so that's very intimidating. But I really want to be a team leader and be an influencer for the people that are coming underneath me. So that's one of my main goals, and I need to really hyper focus on that. So that's another thing that I want to do. And as far as stuff outside of work, I really want to purchase a new house. I think that's nice. What I want to do. It's my next step. I really feel like I need to show my mom that she's loved even more, and have a place for her and place for my family.
Nice. Now you got the whole freaking world on watching this tonight. Ed, Jennifer Culverhouse is there, and your clan is there, and she's like, you got some people saying, I'm crying as I'm listening to the story. So I'm getting goosebumps as we're having the conversation. So before we go into some social media, you're in a place now that's like opposite of where you were 2-3 years ago. And there's a whole lot of people that are in the place that you were at 2 to 3 years ago. You're in a place now that a lot of people will spend 30 years in the business and not be in the place you're at. So what might you say to those people that could motivate, give them vision, hope, and inspiration? Your last word, if you will.
Um, Man, that's a really tough one. I feel like this is a question that I was thinking about. I was like, dang, well, like, what can I say? But I just feel like you put what you get what you put out. And that is can be with whatever in life, right? So if you put in a lot of work, you're gonna get a lot in return. Um, a lot of payback in return. So just basically work hard and you're gonna get what you put out. So make sure to do that.
Yeah, that's got Jennifer Culverhouse written all over it, doesn't it?
No, seriously, that's where I got it from. She just,
Yeah.
I remember she said, well, she has this thing. She looks at you in the face and she's like, well, she does that. I promise you, every single employee of hers is gonna be like, she does that. She does that.
Well, we got about 3 or 4 minutes left, so I want to do a little social with you. Your key, your best practice, I call it transformational videos, and you're using Instagram, the new story feature or the new story platform, the Insta features. You're doing some cool work with your camera. You're doing some uploading to iMovie. In a nutshell, what is that? Because that sounds like some really cool stuff, Ed. That's innovative.
I take pictures on my phone all the time, but I feel like we're getting at a point in social media that you really have to do a lot of more videos because people want to see the transformation. So I use my iPhone 10 to take all my pictures, but I use my camera, Sony A5100. To record all my videos because it gives you a better quality. So like I had mentioned before, back in 8th grade I did have a productions kind of background. And it's very tiny, like it's I know this much, but I use my iMovie application on my Mac where I can edit all my videos, add sound to it, and make it look like it's more of a production, which people really enjoy that. And it's one of the things that has been helping me out a lot. So that's what I do. Just make sure that you have enough content, and then you go back in enough content, make sure that you have a good digital camera or a good phone, and then just go back and edit the videos and just make sure that whatever you're putting out, you think that it's like some of the best things that you've done, and just make sure that you top it off each time. That's what I would say. Nice. And then your IG stories, in my IG stories, I feel like clients also want to get to know you a little bit personally. So I do try to put some personal touches to my Instagram story besides just doing hair. So I would also recommend for people to do that. But also keep being innovative and keep just like thinking outside of the box. I feel like that has helped me out a lot too, just to try to up myself each time.
Nice. Well, listen, man, we're out of time. We want to stay in touch with you, invite you back on the back end of the year to see what the 18 revealed itself for you, and then how the trajectory you're on. So you got a lot of people watching you tonight, and they're just really kind of whooshing you Godspeed in the next era of your life, and that you continue to have the career you have and take good care of your mother and just keep making big boom boom. So thanks for coming on tonight.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Michael. I hope to see you in a year, and I hope to be making 80 plus in the W2.
Awesome. Give it up for him one more time, you guys, would you please? Eddie, we'll see. I'm going to end the program. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.
You guys, that was just like that. That was like the bomb. That was the absolute bomb. And what I really liked about what he said, I want to show the PowerPoint on the key that he was like focused on, because he just brought a lot of really cool stuff to the table. First of all, his story is amazing. So from Mexico, grew up very, very impoverished. Mother wanted him to pursue something. He was moved to do hair. Thank God he bumped into Jennifer Culverhouse, Urban Eve, Summit Salon. She shows him the chart, and the rest is history. And so, just a wonderful story. I hope that if you joined us a little bit after the fact, that you listen to that part, because to me, that's the big why. You got to get clear on the why, what my life was like, then this definable moment, something happened to me, and now I'm in a place that I wouldn't have been. His happening was, meeting Jennifer, working in a summit, working at Urban Eve, and I think at 23, he's just getting warmed up. So God bless Ed. His key on video transformations, this is probably a little bit more advanced. So, you now you have Instagram pages, you're comfortable doing photo shoots, but you're now enlisting video technology using stories on Instagram, using the feature time lapse videos, slow motion videos. He's even now using a special camera, 5100, and there's 60-second versions of it that he's doing in time lapsing. 10-second version that he's uploading on Instagram. He'll take the picture, upload it to his Mac, use iMovie to do some editing, add a little bit of music, and then send it over to his iPhone, upload on Instagram, and it's like, big boom boom, right? And he's doing about 1 hour investment a day, and that's how he's basically branding himself. So just a great program. Give it up for him one more time, will you guys? Listen, it was just a great conversation tonight. I just love Ed. Edgard Scissorhand. You got to hang out on his Instagram page. It's just amazing. If you're new to us, this is Facebook. Michael Cole Summit is the my handle on Facebook, and we do lives every Thursday and video blogging throughout the week. I hope you hang out on our page. I also have a Michael Cole Summit on Instagram as well, and we do blogs probably 3-4 times a day with slogans and quotes and blogs as well. If you're a Summit Salon and you got a couple of people in social media and some that are just frightened, Summit Salon Business Center now has a virtual coaching team. We're getting ready to do, Kayla Ray is getting ready to do another virtual boot camp. So get on summit.com to sign up for that. And you can get a free complimentary hour if you're a salon owner to see how a coach might help some of your people that are struggling with social media. So I hope you take up on that offer. You should be living on summitsalon.com, you guys. There's just too much really cool stuff there today. If you hit a /MC Live, you're going to see all of our videos that have been curated and edited. We even have a micro-learning page where 2 to 3 minute versions of the 20-minute conversation you saw tonight. Hang out in the product store. The Summit Planner now is as much about planning to fill up your windows of time with social media posting as it is in upselling your guests in the chair. So take us up on it. If you're not using our mobile calculators on the mobile calculator, all this stuff is free, you guys. So, navigate summitsalon.com and take advantage of that. We've got the tracker as well. Listen, we're a little bit after the fact, so I want to end it as I always do. Thank you, L'Oreal PPD, for the brands that you bring to us: Redken, Purology, Kerastase, Baxter, Matrix, Shu, Mazzani, L'Oreal Professional, Purology. These are the brands, frankly, that anytime you're using this, recommending this, those proceeds, part of them come to us to empower us to continue to bring this resource to you. So please give it up for those guys. And Salon Centric, State Beauty Supply, RDA ProMart, these are the distribution arms of L'Oreal PPD. So please support them. They're good souls. And when you do, it allows us to continue this work. We think we're ahead of the game. And last but not least, my beloved partners at Summit Salon Business Center. I think we're celebrating. We're coming up to probably about 15, 16 years now that we've been in there. And so if you don't know about it, invite your sales consultant in to do a scorecard and get involved. So it was a great night tonight, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.